that was different than what everybody else was wearing in Jamaica. And because of that scent, he became interested in perfumes and smells and oils, and he has this wonderful store now called Osme Perfumery, OSME Perfumery, in Miami. And I spent 45 minutes, if not more, in there smelling different scents, and him helping me find my scent profile. And he sent me home with lots of samples because he said, I want you to live with these scents to see whether or not you're going to love them long term. And I have now found what I call, my liquid love language. Because I just sent it to my husband and said, hey, if you love me for Valentine's, this is what I want for Valentine's. So I'm hoping that I get some for Valentine's. But it took me 2 months to really figure out what I like. And then next we have Yvonne Marquez, who is owner of Mangler Lodge here in Panama, who will talk about his journey to owning a boutique hotel and a fantastic resource and venue for live music. We sing there a lot on weekends. And his recent trip to Cuba. He had been to Cuba before, and now he's gone back, and he's talking about the differences and the challenges that they had while they were there. And then, of course, we will host suppliers and industry leaders in the travel business and contributors that will out there that want to help you live your bucket list. And I tell you, I told our kids, we may not leave you much money. Don't look for a lot of money from us when we die. But we will leave you with a sense of adventure and travel. Our oldest son right now is doing a trip through Thailand, headed to Cambodia today after visiting us in Panama. And going to Colombia, he figured, why not travel the world? Another one is a principal entertainer on cruise ships, and one is a flight attendant. So don't tell me you can't influence your children, even if it was by osmosis. We did not tell them to take these positions in life or do these type of things, but they see us. They're looking at us. They're watching our every move, positive or negative. Your kids are watching you. And ours, I think, have found the guts to explore the world and do it in their own individual way. We're helping them to see good in the world. And you can offset the negative out there by taking your children on trips and allowing them to explore the world. Help them see the good in people and how good they have it through travel. So this is your Bucket List Buster. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk a little bit about travel, what's happening in travel news, and then we will have our guest speaker, Miss Dianna of Windstar Cruises. I'm excited about this year, guys. I really hope that you'll continue to listen to your Bucket List Buster, and let's explore the world together. This is Karen Duncan. I'll be back in a minute.
You're listening to your Bucket List Buster with Karen Duncan.
Why stay local when you can go global?
It's gonna be free right about now.
With Norwegian Cruise Line, you can shift out of traffic and into vacation mode. Before you know it, you'll be free at sea. What is free at sea? It's your choice of up to 5 free offers, like free unlimited open bar, free shore excursions, and more. So sail to the Caribbean, Alaska, or Hawaii and vacay your way, only on Norwegian.
To book your Norwegian cruise, contact Peaks Cruises and Tours at 512-529-3696 today.
Your Bucket List Buster is sponsored by Peaks Cruises and Tours. PeaksCruisesTours.com.
Welcome back to your Bucket List Buster. This is Karen Duncan, your host, and we are excited to be back on the air. This is year 6 for us to talk about things related to travel, your bucket list, living your dreams. What are you passionate about? So what's going on in the world in terms of travel news? Well, it's wave season. What does wave season mean? Wave season is an industry term that we use to say it's time to book those cruises for the year. Lots of cruise lines are offering specials and promotions, 2-for-1 deposits, upgrades, free liquor packages, all kinds of new things. If you're going to book a cruise, this is the month to do it. February tends to be that month. And you can book cruises all the way through 2022 probably right now. So if there's a dream vacation that you're looking forward to, then this is the time to do it, because they're giving lots of giveaways. I'll tell you another little secret. If you use a travel agency and you're afraid, I'm too afraid to book it right now because it's too early, I'm not sure what I want to do, or if this is what I actually am going to finalize my trip for the year, working with the travel agency primarily, they can help you make changes if you choose to do something different later down the road. That's one of the advantages of using a travel agency. So wave season, great deals. I think it's time for you to get out there and do that. And for those of you that have never cruised before, this is what I say. Cruising is one of the best, most value-driven vacations you can choose. And that doesn't mean that it's necessarily cheap. But what it means is you get the most bang for your buck, especially if you've never vacationed before and you may be a little wary or afraid of going to a new destination. I talked to a young lady yesterday who's never traveled, but she wants to go to Bora Bora on her first trip, but she's afraid of everything. She's afraid of everybody. Bora Bora is one of the safest places in the world to travel. But I say take a cruise, travel to multiple destinations on a trip, on a cruise, and then find out the destination that you would love to go back and spend some time on. That's one of the advantages of doing a cruise versus flying to a destination. Flying to a destination is wonderful too. I do that all the time as well. But it's a great opportunity for you to see multiple places, and it's very family friendly. Cruises are super family friendly because there's stuff for all the kids to do. There's camps for them to go to according to their age category. There's something for grandma and grandpa to do. They have the casinos and shows and bingo and card games and learning how to gamble. I mean, all kinds of things that you can do on board. And then mom and dad get to have some free time because the kids are taken care of. They get to spend time with their parents as a family, and the grandkids with the grandparents and aunts and uncles. It's just a great way. And then nobody has to cook or clean up after anyone. So it's a great time. There are a bunch of new ships coming out in the cruise world. If you're a person that loves to cruise and you like to be on the front end of these new cruises, there's lots of new. Virgin Cruise Line is debuting their new ship this year, and it's an adult-only ship. I think that's fabulous. For those of us whose children are adults now, it makes for a great time, although on most ships you don't know that there are as many kids on a ship as there are. And then there are ships that have race car tracks nowadays. There's just all kinds of new amenities going on. It's incredible what they're putting on these ships nowadays. Sandals is offering layaway. So Peaks Cruises and Tours has been offering payment plans for their clients for almost as long as we've been in business. And we've done that because we want people to be able to afford to travel. But Sandals is now offering layaway, $49 per person deposit, initial deposit. Then within 30 days, they'll automatically process your credit card for the remainder of your deposit. $400 reserves your room. And then after that, you can give them permission to take a payment every month, every 2 weeks, however often you would like to do up until final pay date, which they will provide for you at that particular time. State Department warnings. There are State Department warnings. If you live in the United States, I recommend that people go to the State Department website, and Canada has one as well, to tell you about what's going on in parts of the world that you may be looking at traveling to, so that you can find out if there's any health worries or if there's any safety issues, and then you make up your own decision about whether or not you want to travel there. I also say I would also advise you to talk to a travel professional or contact the embassy or the visitors bureau or tourist bureau in these particular countries as well, because sometimes if you read it through the State Department eyes, you can take it out of context. For instance, Jamaica has always had something on the State Department website warnings. Most of the time, it's been in Kingston, which is a big capital city of Jamaica. But then in the other touristy areas like Negril, Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, not so much. And so you have to kind of look at where it is in that particular country that they're offering these warnings. For instance, we've had some problems here, or not problems, but warnings in Cologne here recently because there were some demonstrations about work conditions for people and other things going on. So you just kind of have to read it, ask them questions, get some more information, and then make your own decision. Fires, of course, in Australia, the situation in Iran, earthquakes in Puerto Rico, and right now the coronavirus is taking the lead on trauma going on in the world. The coronavirus is serious. It is very serious. And there are most countries have been affected. The only place that has not had an outbreak of any sort is the Caribbean. So if you're looking for a place to travel and you're concerned about the coronavirus, you can still go to the Caribbean. Nothing is happening in the Caribbean. Of course, Asia is tops. China specifically, which is ground zero. And the United States has been affected. Like I said, France, everyone's been affected. The key here, folks, is wash your hands. Don't put your hands in your mouth. We need to start maybe being more cautious about shaking people's hands. I know I'm a big hugger, big kisser. It's hard for me. We've had one, I think, reported case here in Panama. But, maybe we got to get out of each other's personal space here for a little while we get this thing under control. The flu is killing more people than the coronavirus, so just keep that in mind. The flu is just as important and just as serious as the coronavirus, but because the coronavirus is unusual and it's been located in a particular area where there's a large number of people dying or getting sick, it's a big news item. And of course, we've heard that there's a cruise ship off the coast of Japan, Yokohama, Japan, that is quarantined right now, the whole ship, because people are getting sick. That does not mean that you need to be afraid to cruise this year. It just means that you have to be careful where you cruise, right? Cruise the Caribbean, cruise Europe, river cruising. Nothing's happening there. South Pacific, other than Asia and China right now. But your companies that you're looking into traveling through will definitely let you know their concerns, because believe me, people, their investments, these ships cost millions and billions. They're not going to put their staff nor their product in harm's way because they can't afford to have their ships and their people out of commission. That's just the way it is. So you can trust when your cruise line says we are still traveling, but we're going to be traveling. We may be traveling a different route. We may change the itinerary. You can still go on vacation. And more people die in car accidents in a year than any of this.